Thank you, Dinesh bhai, for coming down to Delhi and
Pleasure.
being on the podcast. So, guys, we are going to discuss a lot of subjects here. But to begin with, I just want to welcome you on the podcast. It's
Thank
called
you.
Aurr Btaa Ishan, and it's the podcast where we discuss range of topics on multi-genre. And I think your character, your personality in general is like so much of worth to the audience. I think so they can learn a lot from you.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just your modesty. I think that's this is hey. So begin with, can I call you Shetty bhai?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Huh? Like Shetty bhai or Sheddy bhai?
Whatever sounds good
Huh?
with you.
Sheddy bhai is like trr. So I think I'll call you Sheddy bhai. Okay. So I think I'll ask you to now go into the flashback. ठीक है
Yeah.
थोड़ा सा because अरे introduction में ये तो बताना मैं भूल ही गया that he's the first winner of sir please.
Yeah, I'm India's first Ultimate Warrior. This was a show on Discovery, and it's still on the OTT Discovery Plus.
Such depth that he this guy has in his voice. मुझे लग रहा है Spotify पे जो भी सुनेगा ना लाइक अरे ये कौन है
मुझे भी चैनल स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा.
मुझे भी जानना है ये कौन है like they will like go on to the YouTube and they will like यार oh my
I
god
just hope that happens.
this will happen and trust me like girls will go bonkers like in your
No, that's
DMs.
okay. I mean,
That's okay guys, so just hit him up on Instagram. uh chalo ठीक है but I mean let's just go in the flashback now.
yeah,
ठीक है you just 17 18 19 year old Dinesh. हम्म हाँ हाँ
नीचे.
हाँ जी. तो शेडी भाई थोड़ा सा फ्लैशबैक में जाते हैं ठीक है. यू आर दिस 17 18 year old Dinesh now.
That's 2 decades back.
आप
So-
आपकी उम्र दिखती नहीं है उतनी बट ठीक है आपने अभी बता दिया है अपने सबको. तो आप 17 18 साल के हो अभी ठीक है.
Mm.
एंड कैसे आपने शुरू कैसे किया द फिटनेस जर्नी बिकॉज इट रिक्वायर्स अ लॉट ऑफ हार्ड वर्क परसेवरेंस डिटर्मिनेशन एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली व्हाट आई फील इज इट रिक्वायर्स अ लॉट ऑफ डिसिप्लिन.
So, fitness per se, I started very late. I didn't start when I was very young. Yeah, I was too focused on doing what I wanted to do. That was, I wanted to get into the media industry, to
ओके.
start at events. But eventually, I put on a lot of weight because travel और फिर बहुत सारा बाहर का खाना.
ट्रू ट्रू.
I ये नहीं समझ आ रहा था कहाँ से start करना है. But then one fine day, there was this one friend in my office who said something bad to me about
अच्छा.
my weight because we used to pull his leg about him using the wrong substance to build his muscles.
ओके ओके.
So it was in the loo that we were all peeing. And I kept pulling his leg, and he commented something really bad. It was very embarrassing for me. That same evening, I went to the gym. That's when I enrolled, and after which I've not stopped. It has been approximately 12 years that I've stayed in the same shape. Yeah, because see, it's uh, ये पता है कि आप लोग को that I do events, travel करता हूँ, बाहर का खाना. There are places that you don't get the right kind of food. So there is a lot of tweaking and all that I have to
Yeah.
do with. And there are places like, so I can give you an example of an event that we did for in Coimbatore, the Adi Yogi statue.
Sorry.
At okay, this is at Isha Yoga Center.
Okay.
It's the biggest half Shiva statue that is there.
Okay.
So we launched that statue.
Awesome.
Now that we just gone there for a brief and we converted the event. So we were there for 30 plus days, 35 days. And there's nothing around. It's like a very secluded place. There's nothing around that place. 35 kilometers. There's nothing around there. So first thing I look for is a gym.
अच्छा.
कि काम हो गया,
हाँ.
पार्टी नहीं करना, gym करूँगा.
Okay. Anywhere and everywhere that you go.
Anywhere and everywhere. I travel abroad also. First thing I look for is a gym.
Hmm.
So I knew my team's traveling by train. So I called the whole equipment by train, put a tent and build my gym there.
So you're the Indian version of Dwayne Johnson.
I
The
don't
Rock?
know.
Because he
he
also travels like
he's
he.
privileged. That goes in his rider. If he's
Hmm,
traveling, he has
hmm,
a rider.
hmm.
The equipment goes with it. Here, I have to manage my own rider.
So you're also privileged. You have your own team. उनको उनको
Yeah,
manipulate
yeah.
करके बुला
Probably
लिया.
that's why I could start later. Is
हाँ.
when I started my own company and stuff.
Hmm.
Is when I could actually enjoy the perks of having people in the team and
Hmm.
them substituting me on site, and I could go to the gym.
True. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. And this was when, I mean, the first time when you entered gym, that was at what age?
this was approximately when I was 26. 10 years when
Damn.
26 is when it was not the first time, but it was the first time that I took it seriously.
Huh. I'm
I
25, so I still have one more year to take my gym thing
no,
very
I think you should
seriously.
go today.
We'll just edit this part,
Yeah,
okay? So, I mean, so do you follow any podcast per se?
to be honest, no, I have never. This is going to be
Your first one.
my first that I am going to listen to.
So I am really honored to have you on the show, sir.
Thank you so much.
And so there's this podcaster called Joe Rogan. I
Okay.
think he's like a famous personality now. So Joe Rogan ki podcast mein na, he always like discusses about the physical pursuit.
Okay.
And people link physical pursuit with what should I say, like physical activity कर लिया हमने, थकावट हो गई, but you know physical pursuit always links up with your mental fitness also,
Yeah.
है ना?
Yeah.
What do you in your understanding feel that there's this correlation between your, you know, physical and your mental health?
See, I'll tell you. If you put how do you look, your body and stuff. Um, there is a ratio in it. See, according to me, okay,
Hmm.
what I have figured in these years,
Hmm.
it's 70% is your food,
Absolutely.
20% is what you do in the gym or your exercises,
Hmm.
10% is your sleep. So when you sleep, your brain cells work. That's when you produce growth hormones. Your
Hmm.
testosterone get better.
Hmm.
When your testosterone growth hormones go, see, because you'll see a lot of people going to the gym. Not
Yeah. Yeah.
everybody is in
Yeah.
shape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because that's probably low on testosterone. The growth hormones are not. There is something or the other they're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
and it's not only that you go to the gym and you'll make a
Hmm.
body.
Hmm.
So I think the correlation is that if you're not at peace, you're very stressed all the time. All these substitute to your testosterone growth hormones, which drop. Okay, if you're in a lot of stress, then
Hmm.
you have issues with
Hmm. Hmm.
your everything in your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's what you actually asked me. The correlation is more than you just hit the gym, you're running,
Hmm.
fighting, or
Hmm.
whatever.
Hmm.
It is all here. Like even for example, if there is a some you want to get into a fight, till you
Hmm.
don't have the jigra and your head doesn't say okay, you won't be able
Absolutely.
to
Yeah.
hit. Maybe
Yeah.
you're 10 times stronger to that
Yeah.
person.
Hmm.
You'll see a tiny guy coming and hitting somebody.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's the correlation that
Yeah. I think you brought out an interesting point over here that, you know, if you encounter somebody who's like a double sized person than you, and you like this tiny person, but you have that mental acumen
yeah,
to beat that person. I
yeah,
mean, the techniques that really matter.
yeah,
And that's why I think I'll shift to the show that you did
yeah,
on Discovery.
right,
I think that was an amazing show. I watched it. I watched you under, I think, a lot of stress in your right shoulder also.
yes,
You performed the tasks over there.
yeah.
And just tell us about that probably. कैसे शुरू हुआ वो?
Okay, I'll tell you the whole journey.
Yeah.
So, because COVID hit, so I also run a small NGO, which we were very active during COVID. We were helping a
Okay.
lot of people. We put up a lot of things.
Nice.
Uh, so that's when I got a text on Instagram from an agency, which was a UK-based agency.
Hmm.
They asked me to audition for a combat show.
Okay.
Um, Initially, I didn't take it seriously, but the only thing was that I was not doing anything.
Yeah. Who
Events were
does?
not happening and
Uh,
stuff. And
who does वैसे भी Insta DMs? Who does Insta DMs take
no, but
seriously?
see, also, I am not like a professional fighter.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I couldn't relate. Why is this guy even trying to reach out to me? So, but yeah, because I was not doing anything, I gave the auditions. It
Hmm.
went on for a very long time. The whole process was around a 5 6 months process.
Five, 6 months of
Yeah,
the
so auditions,
auditioning
yeah, all
process.
of that.
Damn.
Yeah, so it
And all
uh,
this while you were working,
no, I was not doing anything. No, I mean, because
acha,
COVID,
okay,
events were
okay,
not happening.
acha, huh.
So I run a horse riding school. I have 10
Yes,
horses
yes,
in, I have.
I'll come to that
Yeah,
also,
so
yeah.
all that was not happening. Nothing was
Hmm,
happening in my
hmm,
life apart from me doing my NGO work.
yeah.
Nothing was happening. So I had all the time in the world. So yes, I did these auditions and stuff. 2 days prior to the show, so I got a call 15 days prior to the show saying that you're in the probables. So there were 21 to be taken, 16 were
Okay.
to be on the show. I
Hmm,
said, I'm
hmm,
not going to come and give you 30 days if I'm not on the show.
hmm,
You send me a mail. If I'm there, I'll come.
yeah.
Then I said, these guys are not going to call, and it's done. So 2 days prior to the show, I get a call that you're confirmed. You're going to be in the 16.
Until then, did you know that Vidyut Jamwal is going to host the
No, we didn't.
show?
Honestly, we had no idea. I
And
didn't know it is going to be a 70-80% combat. We thought it's going to be a little bit of combat.
hmm, hmm,
So got onto the show when we met people on the show, the profiles. I thought एक episode में आऊँगा तो ये बहुत हो गया यार. It's because I was the see there were athletes,
hmm, hmm,
professional athletes, and there were fighters.
hmm.
Like India's strongest man was on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah. Hmm,
Uh, so I said एक episode में आऊँगा तो बहुत हो गया. चल, I'll enjoy this
hmm,
phase.
hmm, hmm, hmm,
Then we get to know it's a full combat show. Then we get to know Vidyut is on the show. Then we
hmm.
know Akshay is coming.
Yeah.
So this whole journey went by day by day because we used to wake up, we used to train, get into a task or a fight, come back, rest a bit, train again, get into a task or fight. And
Okay.
second days were always elimination. So it's the same process that used to happen.
Hmm,
Bruised, broken, every day we used to come dead. We had
hmm.
no time to recover. So being like the underdog, honestly, I was the underdog. Everybody thought, yeah, I was built well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was built
And I
well.
think that made the difference to you, for you.
Yeah, but
है ना?
also I realized that I gave everybody a tough competition.
Hmm, hmm,
Honestly, it was not an easy task. But yeah, I
hmm.
realized that the strength that I was carrying because I couldn't display it anywhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably in the gym, I knew that every time I used to get into the bout in the boxing gym, I
Hmm.
used to drop the guy down. 30 seconds, 20 seconds, I used to drop the guy down, break his rib or something like that.
आसान, आसान.
Nay, I mean, I'll just.
चुटकियों में.
I'm not bragging. I mean, okay.
नहीं
I'm
यार.
just being honest.
Yeah, yeah.
So here I could see how good I am with it. Also about the right shoulder. So I had tore my left shoulder, which I had stitched 6 years back. So
Okay.
I'd gone through a surgery on my left shoulder. So my game plan was to focus more on my right,
Right one.
but
Yeah.
it took a toll on me. So there was this tire task where I was stuck in the tire, and everybody knew कि अन्ना को बाहर खींचना है.
Hmm,
नहीं तो ये
hmm,
नहीं निकलने वाला है.
hmm,
There
hmm,
is these dialogues are there on the show.
hmm,
So there's one who's pulling me from behind, one has locked his arm on my arm, and the
hmm,
other is pulling my wrist.
hmm.
So that's when the shoulder came out.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
you were sitting in the mud, I think, right?
yes, yes.
है
It
ना?
was a tire
हाँ.
task.
Tire task. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
in the muck.
Hmm.
And the physio told me that no, you can't do it. So because of this, see, on the show, a lot of people had to exit because of injuries. One
Hmm,
broke
hmm,
her
hmm,
hand; it
hmm.
came out. Two broke their legs.
Damn.
One had a crack in her neck. Yeah, so they had to exit. Lucky for me, uh, I didn't show it much,
Hmm, hmm,
but yeah. So after the second episode, I was only in pain.
hmm. But it was all taped also, right?
It was all taped. My physio helped me a lot.
It
The
was all
doctors
taped.
helped me a
It was
lot.
all taped, yes.
Yes, but so that's how it happened.
Nice, nice. And I mean, I mean, did all the tasks, even in your physical pain and everything. Reminds me of this story. I mean, I don't know if you know David Goggins. Do you know that person?
The fittest man.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ultra marathon
yeah,
runner.
yeah,
So again, I'll come back to the Joe Rogan thing. So he came on the podcast on Joe Rogan. So I keep following him a
yeah.
lot.
Mm-hmm,
ठीक है?
mm-hmm.
So he came on the podcast and he had his like a very, very, what can I say, very sad life.
Mm.
Like the first initial years of his life.
Joe Rogan.
No, no.
David.
David.
Okay.
He
Okay.
had a very sad life because he had like a family where his dad used to beat his mom and stuff like that. So he
Okay.
had like a lot of like mental trauma that was there inside.
Right.
So he was like about like 160, 190 kgs.
Okay.
So उसको एक opportunity मिला to to be in the Navy SEALs.
Right.
ठीक है, और वो पहले already quit कर चुका था and this
हाँ.
was his second time.
Yeah.
And again with your story, like किसी ने उसको कुछ बोल दिया, like he was I think कुछ काम कर रहा था and stuff like
Uh-huh.
that. He realized that boss, fuck it, I can't do this for my entire life.
हाँ.
So he started running.
Okay.
He started running. ठीक है, and immediately what he did was that after when he cracked the Navy SEAL और ये सारा कुछ, तो उसने ultra marathon running शुरू करी and this was I think what 800 miles, 100 miles, I
Wow.
think.
Huh.
No, sorry, 160 miles,
Hmm.
and he has done already like 800 miles or something.
Okay.
So 160 miles without any exercise, without any game plan, he just went into it. So he broke his Achilles, I think.
Okay.
And even in that physical pain,
He
he went on.
completed.
He
Okay.
went on. तो वो वाली जो स्टोरी थी, आई कैन जस्ट कोरिलेट विद यू
He's a big
बिकॉज
name. I mean,
I
yeah.
mean, you also have a big name. So I could just relate that story with it because when you have a predetermined goal in your head that karna hi karna hai, so you leave all excuses, and that's I think for everything you do, right?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, my mentor was this guy who held a very high rank in the US Army,
Mike.
Hawk. Hawk. Uh, I've never met a man like him, honestly. Not because he was my mentor, but I was blown by his own character, his whole personality.
Hmm.
The only thing that he said to me after, I think, 4 days of shoot, I mean, all these things that he said that for me, you've already won the show.
Hmm.
I mean, he said, right from the day I walked into the dojo, when
Hmm.
he saw me, he said, I wanted you to be in my team,
Hmm.
and I know you're going to win. So eventually, when after the injuries and stuff happened, he said, do whatever you want to. I want you to win for me.
Hmm.
So when I had that goal, that was the only goal that was driving me,
Hmm.
honestly, because I had come there only for one episode.
Hmm. So you wanted to do everything in the first episode.
Yeah, I wanted to do whatever I can. I mean,
Hmm.
there's
Hmm.
nothing to lose.
Hmm.
So when he said that, I said, even if I don't win,
Hmm.
yeah, see, because there were things that I wanted to do. I thought there's somebody who deserved it better. I
Ah.
thought that guy should win. X, Y,
Hmm.
Z. I don't want to take
Hmm.
names.
Hmm.
But then I realized that it is not about that guy's because he's fought somebody.
Hmm. Hmm.
But this show was apart from, so it was a warrior. It was not a fighter.
Yeah.
Ultimate warrior. Warrior has a heart
Hmm.
to a lot of. I mean, he takes responsibility. There is a lot of other personalities that you need to
Hmm.
showcase.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
didn't see it happen with anybody. Everybody were fighters.
Yeah.
Everybody were
Yeah.
good athletes. I will not
Hmm.
take it away from them.
Hmm.
But then I didn't want to give up. I mean, I gave it more than 100%. I realized there were times that I was so much in pain I couldn't sleep. I have cried on the show. Not the cameras won't show it, but I was
Hmm.
so bad in pain. So I didn't want to give up. I said, come what may, if my shoulder has to come out, mere ko kya hai? I'm not going to, after the show, I can tape it and
Yeah. Yeah.
go for my meetings. I can stand on site
Hmm.
with this whole
Hmm.
thing. I've
Hmm.
done it with this left hand. So yeah, that was the driving force for me to go ahead.
So again, I mean, if you have a this thing in your head, right,
Yeah,
and you have the full focus, आप चलते चले जाओगे,
yeah,
and वही what's that thing, the tunnel vision thing, like you have to be like a horse, right?
yeah.
You
You
have to be like
wear
a
those
horse. Yeah,
blinders
blinders here and
and stay
just yeah,
focused.
just stay
Run towards
focused.
your goal.
Yes. And speaking of horses, I mean, what's your fascination with horses?
Ah, so
I love horses, by the way.
yeah, I love them.
I love them.
They're beautiful animals.
I remember the first time that I rode a horse was in my early early I think what early school life because we had like a छोटा सा stable
Uh-huh.
and वो हमारे को ऐसे राउंड राउंड कटवाते थे and मुझे बहुत fascinating लगता था वो
Okay.
like to just sit on the horse and be like I'm the king, I'm the raja and ये वो so I used to like that was my experience and उसके बाद से I haven't really but I am now currently
When you come to
I'm
Bombay,
I'm quite passionate
please
पक्का
come. I have
पक्का
10 thoroughbreds. Yeah. So before COVID could happen, we didn't forecast COVID coming in. Okay. So
yeah
I
absolutely yeah
wanted to buy one horse. So I had this whole thought. I had never sat on a horse. The day I buy a horse
hmm
is when I sit on the horse. That
hmm
was my thought.
hmm
Um, uh, and lucky for us, my office is in a 6 acres farmhouse in Bombay. Okay,
nice yeah
in Malad. So I was speaking to the owner of Roaring Farms, the name of the farm,
hmm
and he had horses early, but he couldn't maintain it and stuff. I said,
hmm
देख मैं एक घोड़ा लेता हूँ, एक घोड़ा तेरे लिए भी लेता हूँ, हम दोनों यहाँ पे horse ride करेंगे.
हाँ
So done ले. And that night I went to get a tattoo done. So I was discussing that, bro, I'm gonna buy this horse and stuff. I'm very excited and stuff. So he said, yeah, you got a big farm. I mean, easy 10, 20 horses तो कुछ मजा I mean, पता भी नहीं
मिनिमम है
चलेगा.
हाँ
It clicked me. And the next day, before I was done with the tattoo,
हाँ
with that same state, I go back to the farm early in the morning. I'm not an early morning guy. And Dhiren and me discussed that, ki bro,
लेके आते
let's
हैं.
get 10
हाँ.
horses. We don't have a riding school in the heart of the city. There's
Hmm.
no riding school here. So that happened in a week's time. I had 7 horses with me. Now, the backstory to this is I also got some rescued horses.
Okay.
Okay, not
Hmm.
only the
Hmm.
motive
Hmm.
was not only. So I thought that probably the money that I earn from the riding school, I'll take care of the horses. That see, because it is a very sad story of what I have heard. I don't know how far it is true that the horse in the race is not winning or something. They put down the horse or it's not taken
Oh,
care of.
damn.
Yeah, so it was so I don't like things like this since
Hmm.
childhood. So I thought
Hmm.
probably I could do something. So I had 3 rescued horses, 4 normal horses, which I had got.
Hmm.
Now today those rescued horses are in better
Hmm.
condition. Yeah. So that is how the riding school happened for
Congratulations.
us. Yeah.
And you said you're not spontaneous, dude. You have like a lot of stories in you. ये भी आपको ऐसा लग रहा है शायद कि probably मैं first episode के लिए आया हूँ. And till about like what my 10th season आप आएंगे अब इसके बाद. You know that, right? So do you have like a do you follow any boxer or something?
Hmm. Yeah. So I am a very hard hitter. So the people even who I follow are somebody who carry the same personality.
Like who?
Wilder.
Uh,
And see, 2 people that I follow is Tyson Fury. Yeah, because of
हाँ
his technique, he's
हाँ
huge.
हम्म
But I like Wilder's game because he is hard. He
हम्म
just hits hard. So that's something that even I have realized that I am not very fast in the ring.
हम्म
If I push on to 2, 3 rounds, that guy is going to get me because I will get tired
हाँ.
and he'll drop me down. So my only motive is to hit him hard.
So do you have like a regime for yourself that where you like balance it out for yourself, like weight training plus the
Yeah,
cardio thing
yeah. So I
to
don't do
just
cardio
maintain
in the
your
gym.
stamina?
Yeah, I don't do cardio in the gym. So I try to go 3 times to the gym,
Hmm.
weight train,
Hmm.
because I lift good
Hmm.
weights.
Hmm.
I don't want to lose that. And I go 3 times to the boxing gym. But again, that again depends, all depends on my work.
Yeah.
If I can't reach my boxing gym or the normal gym, then wherever I am, probably if I'm townside in Bombay, it's townside at the
Hmm.
other end.
Hmm.
I will take a day membership and work out there. But I carry my supplements and I carry
Okay.
my
Yeah.
gym stuff in the car.
Hmm. I have studied in Bombay. Do you know that?
Where?
Xavier's,
Oh wow,
XIC.
wow.
Yeah. So I was there for about a year and a half.
Okay, so you know
And
Bombay,
so yeah, I know Bombay. I know Bombay from
Mumbai. Sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mumbai. People get offended.
Yeah, yeah, Mumbai.
Yeah, you know, like Bombay, Mumbai.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, my bad. But yeah, I think that city is that city is something different altogether, right?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. The speed. I mean,
Yeah, आप तो
I
बड़े.
travel a lot. See,
Hmm.
Delhi, Bangalore, and all. They're beautiful. I mean, they are proper cities. They have
Hmm.
everything in it.
Hmm.
But Bombay speed cannot be matched by any of the cities. And speed. I mean, everybody is hustling.
Hmm. Everybody's hustling.
Yeah,
That's true.
everybody is
Delhi.
hustling.
My first encounter when I went to the station, I think this was Churni Gate or something. Like वहीं से
Haha.
हाँ Churni Gate से
Yeah,
like
yeah,
बनती
yeah,
है ना
yeah,
सारी
yeah,
की
yeah,
सारी.
yeah.
Um, so I remember that I got the seat
Mm-hmm.
and I went to I think somewhere in Baikul or something. तो मैं वहाँ से उतरा एंड आई हैड लाइक अ सीट विद मी. ठीक है, और मैं उतरा एंड आई वाज लाइक क्यों बोलते हैं लोग इतना कि इतना ट्रैफिक है, इतना जगह नहीं मिलता, ये नहीं होता, वो नहीं
Mm.
होता. एंड नेक्स्ट डे आई वेंट टू अंधेरी और
Wow.
अंधेरी से फिर चंडीगढ़ मुझे आना था. दैट डे आई
You
रियलाइज
got your
एवरीथिंग.
answers.
आई हैड ऑल द आंसर्स इन द वर्ल्ड एंड दैट डे आई वाज लाइक यार भाई. और एंड दिस वाज आई थिंक लेट नाइट.
Okay.
और तब भी मतलब इट वाज लाइक पावर पैक्ड.
Yeah, yeah. Bombay is always awake.
सुबह भी जाओ, रात को भी जाओ, दिन में भी जाओ. इट्स लाइक यार भाई कोई है
Yeah,
नहीं है इधर,
it's
कुछ भी
always
नहीं
awake.
है.
It's always
So
awake.
that was my experience of Bombay. But I haven't been to Bombay after COVID, so I will definitely come
Yeah.
down.
Please come meet
Yeah.
the horses.
Yes, I would love to because I used to cross Mahalakshmi racecourse and I was like, यार betting कर लूँ क्या? But मुझे लगा छोड़ो यार. तीन पत्ती ठीक है दिवाली पे मेरे लिए. So आजकल I'm just even I think there are two sports I would say like combat में, like there are many sports, but I think boxing एक organized sport है in itself, like
Yeah,
it's a recognized sport.
yeah.
But street fight या MMA, these things I think India के अंदर these guys are, मतलब these sports are not sports.
Right. It's not
Hmm.
it's not common yet. See again, the infrastructure is not ready for something like this.
Have you done MMA by the way?
Yeah, that's how I tore my left shoulder.
Really?
Little bit of MMA.
Ah.
That's so we were training and the mat was wet. So both of us slipped and this hand came out. And I was told by the doctor after my MRI to rest. I didn't rest. 3 months I continued. So from this big to this big is when my
Hmm.
bone started popping out. Then I
Ah.
had to go through the surgery. I had no option. So yeah, I did a little bit of
Hmm.
MMA.
Nice. So, I mean, yeah, you were telling about it's not an organized sport, that we don't have
No,
the
yeah. So we
infrastructure.
don't have like a 100%, not even close to 50% of infrastructure. See, our rehabs are not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you get an injury, then you have to. If you have the money, go abroad, get sorted. It's not that we don't have the right. My physio is one of the best physios that I know. I mean,
Hmm.
he's
Hmm.
treated me. I didn't go through a surgery for this hand.
Hmm.
He's still treating me, and but it comes at a cost.
Of course.
Yeah, not every sportsman has the kind of money because
Absolutely.
he is not going to be working. He's going to be focusing towards his sport. Then
Hmm.
there's no income coming in. So how does he substitute? I mean, support an
Yeah,
injury.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the rehab is not right. MMA as a sport is not coming. And also, why I didn't take MMA more serious was I realized that boxing is more lethal.
Hmm.
Okay, boxing is more in the sport, the combat category, a little more gentleman kind of. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
MMA you
yeah.
can kill the guy.
Yes,
In
yes,
boxing, you're
yes.
not allowed to do
Hmm.
that. But
Hmm.
I think a boxer can kill a guy with two punches. Yeah, MMA also you have to get the right kick, right
Hmm.
choke,
Hmm. Hmm.
grappling, ground. So there's a lot to be done.
Yes, yes.
Also, we don't have the right trainers. Also, we have probably one trainer who can teach you Muay Thai,
Hmm.
one
Hmm.
trainer who can teach, but there's nobody who can give you all
Specific
of it
on, yeah.
under one umbrella. There are hopefully in the coming next 5 6 years we should be like leagues like MFN and all are doing pretty well, which Tiger Shroff is promoting.
Hmm.
They're doing pretty
Hmm.
well. They have some
Hmm.
good fighters, but yeah, again, still a long way to go.
Yeah, yeah. This reminds me of this Bollywood film that was made on boxing. I don't know if you watched it. It's called Apne.
Acha, yes. Two brothers.
Yeah,
Oh, I
two
think
brothers,
that's a
Luca Gracia,
yeah.
the killing machine.
Yeah, yeah,
It was such a funny movie,
yeah. It
man.
was.
It was such a funny movie, and it was compared with, I think, Rocky and
No,
Southpaw.
it's got an English version. It's got an English,
Really?
but that's far better. That's far better because it doesn't have
Damn.
the drama in it. I mean,
Huh,
yeah, yeah.
because yes.
But I don't think any kind of a combat movie should have drama. There's too much of drama. Then the whole the killing factor of the guy in the ring goes off. He becomes a romantic hero and comes back
Yes, yes.
fighting.
And I think at the climax of that entire movie, Sunny Deol punches Luca Gracia, and there's this like rib cage
Broken.
yeah, broken rib cage, and it's like a X-ray scan of that thing
Huh.
in the movie. And I was like, what the fuck are they even showing? And it like had its own audience and people loved it. So I mean, I was like, kya hai yaar India ke andar in
Yeah,
terms of boxing.
yeah,
But I think अब आज की डेट में I have met a lot of like-minded people who like love MMA fighters.
yeah.
I think it's because of UFC, the inculcation
Yes,
of YouTube and
yes,
everything.
yes,
So I think people love watching these combat sports.
yes.
And I think India, maybe even in Commonwealth, they've done
Yeah,
amazing.
this year amazing. Hats
Pretty
off to them. I
amazing,
mean,
yeah. And I like for me, I think I don't know. I follow a lot of I follow every sport, but for me, it's like my interest, my particular core interest is in powerlifting, weightlifting, and this boxing category.
do you powerlift?
I do not do anything honestly. I don't do anything. I just run. I just go for a
Okay.
run. And this is again for the content thing because I gained weight. Like ये मैं बता नहीं सकता अभी बट मैं फिर भी बता
हाँ
देता हूँ.
हाँ.
3 महीने के लिए I like ate everything. अब वो 3 महीने को मैं substitute करके like I'm just doing a transformational
Oh
video for
wow,
myself.
nice.
See what greater
Do
length I'm going at to just entertain
See,
people.
I'm getting things out of you which you are not supposed to say.
Yes, yes, yes. और आप बोल रहे थे कि you're not
I'm not fun.
I'm not spontaneous.
No, I think it's you. You got the comfort sorted between
Yeah,
both
no,
of
no.
us.
वो I always make sure to have like a comfortable chat with people.
Yeah.
Chai, protein shake, anything you want, we can arrange that
No.
also. Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, but I mean, so I was reading a lot of self-help books. Okay, so I'm into like reading a lot of self-help books also because I feel that and I've surrounded myself with those alpha males, if I can say that.
Mm-hmm.
ठीक है तो कभी कभी ऐसा लगता था कि they are just above you at some point in time,
Mm.
like either their upbringing or money or anything.
Yeah.
But now when I've surrounded myself with those alpha males ना मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि they just hate it better. Like everybody encounters hardships, failures,
Yeah.
fears, everything, every fucking thing they encounter. It's just that they just hit it better.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
Yeah. See, there is a backstory to everybody. I also have a very bad, I mean, sad story to talk about. Not sad, but yeah, thanks to that is what I have a story today.
बताओ
Ye-
ना. सबको
so
सुनने में आजकल सबको सुनने में सैड स्टोरी बड़ा मजा
no,
आता है.
it's not a sad story. You know, it is a story that I mean, there are worse stories. I come on. I mean, if I look down, people suffer so much.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
it's just that we were not in a very well-off family. We all that, and I've always been a leader. You know, I was the head boy of my school.
Hmm.
We lived in a very small house in Mumbai, a very very small house, and it was a joint family. Issues in the family. We had to leave the house and
Damn.
then move on to another house. My father supported the whole family. So all of these have so I think the zid to do things to prove people like on the show also I've said I throughout my life I've been busy proving people wrong. On
Hmm.
the show I learned something about myself. So I could find Dinesh Shetty on the show. So these are stories that I can recite about. I won't say I'm become a multimillionaire or I'm Ambani or
No,
Adani,
no,
but
no.
yes, I've been successful in whatever I've done. So this zid has pushed me to do things.
Hmm.
We grew up without. Probably we didn't get the luxuries. We thanks to mom dad they gave us whatever they could. I
Hmm.
won't no regrets, no complaints about that. But I always believe that I because of which today, if there is a conversation about a success story, I can recite it.
Hmm.
अगर
Hmm.
मॉम डैड सब कुछ थाली पे सजा
Yeah.
के देते तो मैं क्या बोलता बाप ने
True.
दिया माँ ने दी
True. 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 True.
yeah
And that's why I think it becomes like a very successful story to narrate also from your end, because you know your trials and tribulations in
yeah
your life that you have been
yeah
through.
yeah
Any particular instance where you felt on the show or in your life in general that yaar ye like things are not going my way.
On the show, to be honest, no. See, I'll tell you, on the show, I got too much love from right from the crew to everybody. Everybody
Yeah.
loved me. Apart
Hmm.
from one, two who's there, like जो जिसको खाने में दाल में वो ये क्या
नमक ज्यादा
नमक ज्यादा लगता है, वो
दिखना.
एक था ही character.
हाँ.
But everybody loved me as a character. They looked at me as a leader. Like even in the show, you'll see they'll come up to me and talk to me.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there were personalities who were better and bigger and whatever X Y Z, but they still wanted to talk to me, have a
And your I think
communication.
your group had like this love also, like
Yeah,
एक
yeah,
अच्छा
yeah,
एक
yeah,
bond था,
yeah.
like
So,
if you guys were like facing each other, वो फिर कट्टर competition था.
huh?
But if it were like you were like in a close
Yes,
group, it was
yes,
like pure love and like a
yes,
family thing.
yes, yes. Also, like, see, today I've landed. I mean, yes, I came in yesterday, day before yesterday. So, people, majorly everybody is this side who were
अच्छा.
on the show.
Hmm.
So, uh, Anna meeting a group ban gaya. So, I have not been able to meet them because I'm doing an event right now here. Also,
Hmm.
I've managed time
Yes.
to come. But yeah, so on the show, nothing. There was nothing that didn't go my way apart from the injury that happened. But I think that was minuscule because everybody else had to leave the show because of their injuries. In life, so I finished my college, and for me, my younger brother was most important. I really loved him then.
Hmm.
Loved him then. Okay, but so he wanted to study, he wanted to go abroad and stuff. I thought I want to be that godfather. I want
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
make that money. I will make sure that I sponsor that money
Hmm.
because mom dad won't be able to afford it,
Hmm.
and he doesn't need to take a loan. I met a friend. He gathered some friends together. We were supposed to go to Goa to do an event. Okay, this whole event thing was very fascinating then for me. So we all young boys. I was okay. So throughout my college, I was working. I started my first job when I was in the 10th standard. I finished my 10th and I took
Hmm.
up a job.
Hmm.
So throughout I was working in a call center, so I had a credit card and all of that. Okay, so all the perks of
Hmm.
working in a
Hmm.
corporate.
Hmm.
So वो टाइम पे हम सब चले गए गोवा एक इवेंट करने के लिए.
Hmm.
8 months we spent. We didn't know
In Goa.
in Goa. 8 months
8 months in
doing
Goa.
nothing. Starting में there was a lot of running. Go meet this one. Go meet that one. But we realized that every month ahead, we are going worst. There is no food to eat. There is
Hmm.
no stay. Gaadi nahi, kuch nahi. Everybody's taking away things from us. So the guy who took us, he was a compulsive liar. He only used to gamble
Okay.
to an extent that his parents had gone to this holy place. He's a Catholic guy.
Okay.
He sold his house
Shit.
in their absence. So we didn't know all this.
Ah.
So he duped us for 27 lakh rupees. Okay, I
Fuck.
had borrowed money from my cousins. I borrowed money from my friends.
Fuck.
I had a chain then. I used my credit card. My phone bills had exhausted. So everybody was coming home. Everybody was coming. So moms used to get calls. Those collection agents don't know how to talk. See,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
their job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
they spoke bad to mom and stuff. So when I was back, I had no face. कहाँ जाओ? किसके पास जाओ?
And this was at what year? Like at
20. I was 20 then.
fuck.
20. Yeah. 1920 then. Yeah. So then when I came back home, I didn't have a face at home. First, I didn't have a very great rapport with my father. He very conservative. So I wanted to do exactly what a young boy, exactly
Yeah.
opposite. नहीं बोलेंगे
Yeah.
तो वही करना है मेरे को.
True, true. It happens.
So when I came back home, it was 3 months that I went into depression. I didn't step out of my room. Mom used to come get the food inside, but I didn't know what to do. Uh, so that is one phase that I think that everything is going away from me. I thought I'm going to be a loser. I like things like, will you at least do a small job somewhere was a question. Ki I was clearly the black sheep in my family.
Hmm, hmm.
So yeah.
And how did you overcome that phase? Because that's the entire, the game changing for everything.
So uh si- sitting to myself, I knew that I had to. There was this whole week I was thinking what to do. It's not going to work out like that. I'm not going to
Hmm,
play. सब नीचे
hmm,
cricket खेल रहे हैं.
hmm, hmm.
खेलने नहीं जा रहा, किसी को मिलने नहीं जा रहा, जॉब का सोच नहीं रहा हूँ. So then I said, decided है कि मीडिया में करना है, decided है कि events में करना है. I heard through someone that there is a job at this big 92.7 FM in their events division.
Hmm.
So I said, I'll barge into their office, tell them whatever it
So
is.
that was the
मिला तो ठीक है.
silver lining for you
Yeah,
over
so
there.
I went. I knew this one guy who was a production head. Today he's my partner, Vikas Menon. So
Okay.
he was my first boss. Okay. He took my interview. Then like this whole senior guy, ये junior, अरे ठीक है, चल I'll let you know. Is what he said. I went home. चल ठीक है, I tried. The next day I get a call and he calls me for an event and I was doing Anil Mani's yacht party.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's how the whole journey of events
Started out for
started
you.
for me. Yeah.
And that's why I think that's how you also like grab the opportunity to start your own company
Yeah.
and stuff and everything.
Yeah, I really worked hard. Nobody can say that I didn't.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It reflects when one person, you know, what can I say? That gleam in your eyes right now when you were sharing your story,
Yeah, yeah.
it reflected everything. That it's your story and you're the hero of that story.
No, there's still more to go. I
Hmm.
mean, I
No,
still
of
have a
course.
lot more stories to write.
Of course, of course. वो तो at every
Everybody,
at
yeah,
every phase you will have
yeah,
different
yeah,
version of yourself and different stories to narrate. But
yeah,
yes, of course, I mean the backstory is very important for
yeah,
anyone. And I think I'll come back to this another point, which is discipline. And you also keep sharing this on your
yeah, yeah,
social media
yeah. My
also.
posts, yeah.
Just a second. भाई ठंड
Um,
थोड़ा थोड़ा हो जाएगा कम भाई ये तो भाई चल रहा है ना ये आकाश चल रहा है लाल ये भी चल रहा है द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ डिसिप्लिन है
right.
ना so, I mean, I've been following a lot of people. Again, those alpha males, alpha guys. They always say one thing that हमारे life में अगर we only used to work out when we felt the perfect in our moods and everything. So we would have been like a fat fuck right
Mm-hmm,
now.
mm-hmm.
And it's exactly when your discipline comes into picture जब आपको नहीं करना है कुछ भी,
Right.
right? So for you, how important is discipline and how did you even had that for yourself?
So, see, one thing, fitness is not like आज कर लिया courage. It has to be a lifestyle. Okay, it is as good as eating your food daily. Okay, for me it is that important. The reason I made it my priority is that's why मैं जा पाता हूँ gym.
Hmm.
Okay, so even like uh, it is said that an event manager will work hardest and party hard more
Party harder.
yeah,
Yeah,
harder
yeah,
than
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
So for me, the party is not very important. It is important. It's not very important.
Hmm,
Probably if
hmm,
they're
hmm.
partying for 5 hours, I will miss that 2 hours, go to the gym, and then go party for that 3 hours.
Okay, you're the
Okay.
Kobe Bryant of everyone. So you have a lot of personalities right now. I can see like Kobe Bryant भी हो आप Dwayne Johnson भी हो, and it's like a mixture of everything. आप मेरे बेस्ट फ्रेंड आपको पता ना अब इसके बाद
हाँ मैंने तो
आप
अभी
मैं
फ्रेंड
छत्र
रिक्वेस्ट
छाया में रहने वाला हूँ आपकी लाइक यू आर नाउ द नेक्स्ट अल्फा मेल जिसके साथ मैं
yeah
अपने को सराउंड करने वाला हूँ सॉरी मैं थोड़ा सा बीच में डिस्ट्रैक्ट कर देता हूँ
yeah.
बट यस
So what happened was, see,
आप उस 3 घंटे में पार्टी करते हो बस
huh, so see, I'm just saying that is the scenario.
हम्म
But अगर डिसिप्लिन नहीं होगा, सो वी फॉर गुड टाइम्स वी आर एट द बेस्ट ऑफ होटल्स, बैड
Hmm.
टाइम्स आर द वर्स्ट प्लेसेस, ओके,
Hmm.
फॉर एन इवेंट. एंड आई एम टेलिंग यू, नॉट टू मेनी पीपल अंडरस्टैंड द लाइफ ऑफ एन इवेंट मैनेजमेंट. आई वर्क विद कॉर्पोरेट. An event manager goes through, it's one of the most stressful jobs in the world, okay, like, uh, we go straight up 72 hours back to back, no sleep at all, okay,
Wow.
putting up sets. So for us, it's been, we do a lot of corporate shows. I do most of the music festivals of the country, like
Oh,
Sunburn.
nice.
I've been doing for the past 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Goa wala ya all over?
all over. I
All over.
mean,
Nice,
not
nice,
the
nice.
north side, but towards the south
Okay,
and
okay.
Mumbai side.
Hmm.
So at these days, everybody is on their toes. They're constantly 30 days production, 40 days production. So they're constantly working,
Hmm.
exposed to a lot of dirt and X, Y, Z. So they're
Of course.
on
Yeah.
site, heat
Hmm.
and stuff.
Hmm.
So for them, what happens is, for them, I'm saying, for us, what happens is your priorities change because you don't get anything to do. But so then in your free time, you want to have a little fun. You want to break
True.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
ice. I want to inculcate fitness into, because see, because during COVID also I realized a lot of event managers, we lost a lot of event managers because
Yeah.
reasoning not because of COVID, but it is also the lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Okay, we are not sleeping well, we are
Hmm.
not eating right.
Hmm.
So these are basic things. You're not going to the gym, and again, it is not. It's not so difficult. 3 days in a week is also enough. कि आप जाओ gym. But वो
Hmm.
discipline होना चाहिए कि आप सही खा रहे हो, you're not overdoing anything. If you're, see, I won't say bad habits. There are some people who smoke, drink, whatever. I mean, it can be, it can't be a daily routine for you. Your daily routine has to be your fitness. Your daily routine has to be you eating right. So that's how it is for me, because I'm telling you, for the past 10, 11 years, I have been constant. In my injuries also, I have been in shape. So I'm saying that if it was not for discipline, I don't think I would have ever pushed myself so much.
Hmm.
Because even if I push myself, there, like I said earlier, there are a lot of people जो gym जाते हैं, but not
Yeah.
everybody is in shape.
Yeah, absolutely. People I know, they go to gym and they have this
जाके
routine.
कुछ कचरा खा लेंगे.
नहीं नहीं कचरा तो खाएंगे उसके बाद बट दे हैव दिस रूटीन दैट वंस दे एंटर द जिम they'll for the first 20 minutes they'll speak to their friends. They'll have a gym session of आज क्या किया कल क्या हुआ.
Yeah.
They'll discuss everything, then they'll move to the fitness section. वहाँ पे भी बातचीत
हाँ.
सारा कुछ. उसके बाद फिर चलो मोमोज
Yeah.
खा के आते हैं. It's like the complete opposite of it.
Yes.
And for them it's like चलो ठीक है हम पहुंच तो गए ना.
Hmm.
So I think उनके लिए वो वाला सीन है.
Yeah.
So I mean, uh, looking at your life also, I mean, the kind of stories that you have shared, it's like really fascinating. And what fascinates me are the people who are doing multiple things at the same time. So you did a show.
Yeah.
You have your own event management company.
Yes.
You're into fitness.
Yeah.
You have a good social media cloud presence also.
Hmm.
Everything you are also like sort of like promoting brands on your social
Yes.
media as well.
Yes.
For anyone and everyone who's sitting right now watching this episode, they would say that यार ठीक है हो सकता है कि ये इनके पास resources आ गए हैं.
Hmm.
वो आ गए हैं because you've done that kind of
Yeah.
hard work.
Yeah.
But for the person who's in his like early 20s, mid 20s, जो से कुछ multiple चीजें करनी है life में, what advice would you like to give to him or her?
See, uh, one, there is no shortcut to anything. When Even when I was young, there was a time that I didn't have a direction to run towards. I would say that first run towards one goal, something that you want to do, जो आपको करना है, उसके तरफ भागो and give 1000%, not 100, give
Hmm.
1000%.
Hmm.
Even if there will be, like, I'll tell you, I had this conversation last night with somebody. Uh, Rohit, who was on the show, who came second. Okay, I put up a boxing gym for him in Bangalore. Okay,
Okay.
from the prize money that I won, I put up a boxing gym because the boy wanted
A
a setup.
boxing
Yeah,
setup, yeah.
wanted a boxing gym. So I put up a boxing gym to him. So he's been a little low that I'm not doing that great, and which I told him it'll take time to settle.
Hmm.
I'll take up a job and this and that. And I said that if you're working 8 hours for that job, how many hours are you giving to the gym? How much are you pushing yourself to run? So my point is, if you're doing something, there will
Hmm.
be obstacles, but I think you should still uh, see past that and keep running towards your goal.
Sure. Yeah.
Only then is when you'll, because see, I'll tell you, for example, I say, if you can leave your family, you can leave anybody else.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
if you can leave, it's not about see, love doesn't mean girlfriend, boyfriend, wala love. Love can be anything.
Of course,
But
yes.
if you can leave your family, you can leave anything else.
Hmm.
So if you can leave this one goal,
Hmm.
you can leave the
Hmm.
second goal, you can leave
Yeah,
the
yeah,
third
yeah.
goal. So
Hmm.
if you hit this one goal right,
Hmm.
and when it is going automated,
Yeah.
then you can look at doing something else.
Hmm. Hmm.
And something else will happen because you're meeting so many people, different personalities, people
Yeah.
want to do different things.
Yeah.
Probably that will click, you'll do things like that.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I think is focus on something that you really are looking forward to. You think that this is going to be my ace of spades,
Hmm. Hmm.
then the rest will happen.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Rolling. Yo. Shetty bhai. It's going amazing right now.
Yeah,
How do you feel?
I'm liking it. Yes,
The
yes,
first podcast.
yes.
You're going to remember me as the first one. Like,
Hopefully, we do another one after this.
of course, we will. We will. Hopefully, it's just, I'm very hopeful. क्या पता कि मैं आपकी podcast पे आ रहा हूँ. Like, you just start your own podcast
You
thing.
think so?
Yeah. Everybody is doing podcast these days.
Yeah.
So, हाँ, चलो. अच्छा है, आप भी कर लो start, मतलब, like, do something also
हाँ,
on
फिर
the pod.
कोलैब करेंगे.
फिर collab करेंगे. फिर cloud presence इतना ज़्यादा हो जाएगा, we'll ask brands.
Yeah.
हाँ. सही है. I mean, the creator economy is also sort of
Yeah, yeah,
booming these days, है ना?
yeah.
Spiritual हो आप?
Coffee.
Hmm?
Not that I know all the jobs and shloks, but then yeah, I am spiritual.
Like, do you also meditate?
Uh,
नहीं?
no.
स्थिरता कैसे पा पाते हैं आप अपने दिमाग पे?
I think naturally inbuilt है वो.
किसी चीज का सेवन तो नहीं होता?
No, not yet. Not yet. No, but I think because of boxing also there is a lot of uh, calmness that has come कि मैं कभी स्ट्रीट फाइट्स नहीं करता अभी.
Hmm.
क्लियर कर लेता हूँ मैं. गाड़ी में सब पड़ा रहता है कि कब उठ के खोल देना है. And I
Damn.
हाँ, but it is that कि
एंड वही आपकी बिल्ड देख के कौन आता होगा? बोले अरे सॉरी सॉरी सॉरी.
नहीं ऐसे ना वो छोटे छोटे मच्छर छाप वो लोग आते हैं. बड़ा
हाँ.
आदमी समझदार है वो नहीं आएगा.
Of course, of
बट ये
course.
जो धतिंग वाले होते हैं ना
हाँ.
वो नहीं वो समझते नहीं
Love
आते.
these slangs that you are saying here. Dhating wale. Nice.
No, but then I have understood one thing that if I want to get into a fight, I'll get into in the ring and fight. On the road, see, because even after wearing cushions, I can break bones.
Yeah.
Probably my bare hand, I'll probably kill someone on the road.
True.
And it's again that chain reaction. शायद वो बच गया तो उसके पीछे 10 और लोग आएंगे.
True.
फिर
Yeah.
वो मुझे मारेंगे फिर मैं उसके पास जाऊं. So that doesn't end.
That
So it's
doesn't end
better to say
anyway.
sorry भाई तू बड़ा कट लो.
Because there's this fighter who's retired now. UFC का fighter है. He's called Khabib. काफी famous है.
Yeah, yeah.
हाँ, you've heard of him, Khabib.
Yeah.
So उसकी जर्नी के बारे में मैंने थोड़ा सा पढ़ा था. By the way, कॉनर मैकग्रेगर कैसा लगता है आपको?
Swagger है. I mean,
मच्छर.
no, he's a swagger. He's the one. He's an entertainer.
हाँ,
He's
he's an
one. He's
entertainer.
honestly, if you ask any bachcha who's not watched much of you, he'll know Conor
Yeah,
McGregor.
yeah. Absolutely.
He makes his
Absolutely.
presence felt.
Yeah.
He makes his presence
I'm gonna
felt.
fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck you.
Who the fuck are you?
I absolutely loved their fight, the Khabib and the McGregor fight.
McGregor fight.
And it was like, oh damn, that guy just like ripped him off. Khabib just ripped him off, and he had so much in him that he went off the ring, off the octagon,
Yeah.
and he just
he got onto his team to hit them.
Yeah. Danny Alves or Daniel, I don't know, the coach of the McGregor. तो वो एक बहुत ही अल्टीमेट वो था. बट यस, कमिंग टू खबीब्स लाइफस्टाइल एंड द खबीब्स जर्नी ऑफ इनटू द यूएफसी, ही सेड मैं स्ट्रीट फाइट्स करता था.
हाँ.
एंड आई थिंक वो पता नहीं कौन सी जगह से, आई डोंट रिमेंबर.
He's from Russia.
He's from Russia, but there's this city, D से है उसका कोई नाम, I don't know.
Dangistan or something, na?
हाँ,
something like that. Yeah.
And that place is, what can I say? Like, they preach fighters. There are so many fighters from that place.
Yeah. Even now.
And I think Mike Dean, or I don't know, the person who officiates these fights, he's also from that place. So he, on one of the podcasts on Joe Rogan, he said that, boss, वहाँ के लोग ना, they fucking like what, मतलब
You're talking
crazy.
about Dana White?
No, not the Dana White.
Okay.
नहीं. Dana White तो promoter है ना?
Promoter, हाँ,
he's the
yes.
promoter.
Yeah,
he's like the business guy.
Yeah.
But he used to also fight. Do you know
Not that I've
he used to also
I've
fight.
not,
He used to fight. And there's this GQ thing that he did, and उसमें like they लिखा था, he had like a small portion of hair also on his head, and it's like Dana White also used to fight. And उसने कहा कि yes, of course, वो अच्छा नहीं हुआ तभी मैं promoter हूँ आज की date में. So I mean, Khabib की पूरी जो life history मैंने जानी, and the place that he is coming from, it's that place of street fighting. He fought bears also.
Yeah.
He used to go to the streams he used to like row boats and in the opposite direction,
So
just
to
to have
train,
like a
strength.
swift of
Yeah.
movements,
Yeah.
and then cardio, ये वो फलाना फलाना फलाना. And I think जो first ever instance उसका कभी हुआ था ना, that was from the street fight only.
No.
जब उसको किसी ने कभी मारा था, and then his dad saw him and
Yeah.
he, you know,
His dad's the one who's
who
pushed him
pushed him,
and
yeah, yeah.
trained him
Hmm.
also.
कि
Yeah.
चलो अब इसको हम सिखाएंगे, अब इसको करेंगे, and like he has a record of what 29-0.
Yeah. He's got a very good
29-0.
record. He's got a very good
I
record. Yeah.
mean that's something that really fascinates me, and I think coming to the street fighting wala thing, even in India, I feel that the sport is not very recognized right now. But if they do, we have a lot of like the cold bloodedness, I would say.
Yeah.
हम अच्छा कर लेंगे इंडिया वाले.
See again, ये इसमें ना जब आप रिंग में जाओगे तो either it is strength like Francis Ngannou. I don't know if you've seen him.
Uh,
He's like he's a giant. He's the heavyweight of. He hits. It's the impact is as strong as a Ford car coming and banging into you.
Damn.
He's a big guy. He's somebody I really look up to. So either you be that strong or you know the technique.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
So um, I'm not saying Indians are lacking. They're not
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
anywhere back, but it's just that I think the infrastructure has to be built more. The
Hmm. Hmm.
more
Hmm.
training, more focus towards supplementation, rehab. If this happens, we 100%. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, probably we were late. But if you see the medal tally this
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
at
Yeah. Yeah.
Commonwealth,
Absolutely.
we
Yeah.
definitely stand somewhere.
Yeah. I think we're the in the top four
Fourth,
or
I
top.
think.
Yeah.
Fourth,
Yeah. Fourth with the fourth
fourth.
one.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And coming to your so enough of the boxing thing, I would
Hmm.
say.
Yeah.
Coming to the event industry,
Yeah.
how's it going right now these days?
Good. It's a full boomerang effect for whatever that we went behind. It's hit in that speed.
With a
Yeah, yeah,
strong
yeah,
thing.
full power. I mean, we are enjoying this whole phase. Every day is an event day for us.
Nice, nice. So you said that you hosted a lot of sunburns.
Mhm.
Any story that you recall? कुछ बढ़िया सा एकदम.
No, see, I'll tell you again. I am. We have a big team. I have two partners.
अच्छा.
There are some kind of events that I do, some kind of events that they do. So they are focused towards more about doing that kind of events, like picking up events like Sunburn, then doing a bigger festival. It could be a few, music festival, food festival, more bigger gatherings. We did. We were a part of U2, a global citizen. That
Okay.
happened. It was one of the biggest concerts that happened. We were a part of Justin Bieber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, see, challenges that I'll tell you one thing. There is no event that goes
Without any.
flawless.
Yeah.
Yeah, सब कुछ अच्छा चलेगा कहीं एक वायर कट जाएगा किसी के पैर से. So that will be the biggest fuck up that has
हाँ
happened.
हाँ.
So an event manager's life 24/7 वो बोलते हैं ना गरम तवे पे बैठा रहता है कि so I think every event is a different challenge. It has its own story, saying that this was going this way and this something like this happened or maybe something nice happened. So nothing is particular on one of the events, but I believe, see, for example, I've come for a corporate show here, and in a corporate, you're inside a closed venue.
Yeah.
Here, the client can even see a dot on something that is there, like the smallest dot. He'll say, "वो dot उधर क्यों है?" So things like this, and on the outside, when you go outside, then your picture is bigger. The small nitty gritties are not caught, but there are other things that are caught. Probably you'll have issues with permissions, like
Of course. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
police permission नहीं मिल रहा है, ये permission नहीं मिल रहा
Hmm.
है, ये liquor license नहीं मिल रहा है. So every event has its own ups and
Ups
downs.
and downs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember the the event that we concluded at XIC.
Okay.
So we went beyond time.
Ah.
ठीक
Okay.
है, we had a time limit till 9, so we went till about 10:30,
Okay.
and this was in the quadrangle.
Okay.
And this quadrangle has a lot of priests.
Okay.
ठीक है, वहाँ पे क्या हुआ कि एंड ऑल्सो लाइक पीपल आउटसाइड.
Hmm.
वैसे वहाँ पे इतना ज़्यादा रेजिडेंशियल एरिया नहीं है,
Hmm.
बट ऑफ कोर्स देयर वर अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल बिकॉज देयर वाज अ लॉट ऑफ गैदरिंग. So we had invited a lot of these gully gang guys,
Uh-huh.
and you know it was
Uh-huh.
like a
Uh-huh.
full power pack show.
Hmm.
And हुआ क्या at the end, पुलिस आ गई.
अच्छा.
And we had to literally end the show with police barging inside the quadrangle and saying this, इसको
बंद
काटो,
कर. हाँ.
बंद करो. And I was hosting with a friend of mine.
हाँ.
And बोले इसको उतारो, इसको. That was the first interaction that I had. Like अरे यार इतना अच्छा तो मैं कर रहा था कि इसको उतारो, इसको यहाँ से उतारो. So I mean, again, ups and downs of everything.
Yeah.
So last two questions that I'll ask you.
Yeah.
One is going to be on the mindset. because I think that a person who boxes needs to have a certain kind of mindset, because वो punch पड़ता है तो आप एकदम से हो जाते हो,
Mm-hmm.
then you hit back, then again you get a punch,
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Do you recall any of the moments while you were in the ring you thought यार शायद ये मेरे हिसाब से नहीं चल रहा है, but then immediately you pivoted and then something happened?
See, I'll tell you. Uh, on the show, I think one thing that I could have done better was there are things that are not shown. Okay, there was a couple of fights. I don't want to take names. One of the best fighters in the country today. I mean, uh, I in I could see my power. Like first punch, the guy's down. Second punch, the guy's down again. But I was not there to kill somebody.
Hmm.
That instinct was not there, and we were told we have to kill each other in that last fight. If I would have bought that out, probably I got out the more. I mean, I could have seen more power that
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
possess.
Hmm.
But yeah, then I think then when I went to ask the guy, "Are you fine?" In the fight, I'm
Hmm.
asking, and he comes and chokes.
Ah.
So I think these were things that I think I've learned. Like
Hmm.
it's about that one move that you make.
Hmm.
If I would have probably gone attacking
You
or
should have been
something.
like Khabib only. Like, you know that I
Yeah.
want to win. This is mine. Just give
No.
up. Just give up. He actually
Yeah,
does
yeah,
all
yeah.
of
I've
these
seen
things
that.
in
I've seen
the
that bout.
octagon.
Yes.
Second will be I think overall thing. I mean, you have come to a level where you can impart some wisdom on people in terms of fitness, in terms of their discipline, in terms of starting their own company, everything, managing a lot of people. So at times, do you feel that you are like you're happy, you're content with whatever you have done, or it's like a नहीं यार अभी ये भी करना है.
See, I'm happy, but I'm not content. Because if I get content, probably I'll not push for something else.
So you'll get comfortable and
Yeah,
you'll
I'll
not
get.
get.
I don't want to get comfortable, and I love this hustling. Okay,
Hmm.
so see honestly now with this whole show thing happening, I have a few brands. I'm shooting for my social media. I'm doing that, but I don't have the time to be
Hmm.
honest. Okay, I right now, uh, God's been kind. Things have moved in a different pace. That it was never that way.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
2019 was our best year. Okay, for the event company and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now I think 2019 is also going to go bye bye.
Yeah.
So I think even in that, the time that I could give it to my friends or family, I am shooting.
Yeah.
I am doing so. It is taking a toll onto me, but I'm liking it. I'm liking this whole hustle. Earlier I was very camera conscious. I couldn't even stand and smile at the camera. Ki bhai, tera nikal gaya smile. But today I did a shoot in Shimla,
Hmm.
full crowd. Man, I'm doing my
So that
jang bang.
so that hitch has gone now.
Yeah, I mean, I like the camera. I'm liking. It's not. After, yeah. You initially when you enter a room or you're going in front of new people, you're
Hmm.
a little
Like you
shy.
were
But
right
once
now.
you get a hang of it,
हाँ.
I think you don't care who is seeing what, who's thinking what. Fuck it. I mean,
हाँ, चलने दो कोई बात नहीं.
chalne do. So that's something that I think I'm happy, but I'm not
Hmm.
content.
Hmm. So I think there's maza in being discomfortable also. In discomfort, there's maza, and that's how I think people also grow in their respective
Yeah.
fields and industries. So I think we don't have a lot of time at hand, but thank you so much for coming onto the podcast. Really, really, really appreciate. It was such an amazing, entire episode. Conversations about fights, boxing, your show, yourself, your background. I mean, that's amazing. Thank you for giving your time.
Pleasure's been mine, and trust me, I've enjoyed this whole thing. When I was
Really?
entering, I was talking about this that I don't know how it's going to go, and
Uh,
I'm not too sure. I've not done this and
yeah.
stuff, but I think yeah.
Again, discomfort में मजा है. Thank you so much. And a big shout out to my friend whose studio we are in right now. It's called Space Pepper Studio. And thank you. The link will be in the description box below. For my social media clout also and for Dinesh's social media clout also. तो जाओ यार जरा सब्सक्राइब करो and हम दोनों को follow भी कर लेना and Space Pepper Studios को भी follow कर देना. Big shout out to you guys. Thank you for watching. This was our episode.
Thank you.